Hey everyone, so you're thinking about a trip to China, right? But maybe you're looking at a map and just feeling a little overwhelmed by how huge it is. Well, you are in exactly the right spot. We're going to take that feeling and turn it into a super clear, totally exciting plan.
I mean, let's be real, it's kind of like trying to put together a giant puzzle, isn't it? You've got thousands of years of history on one side, and then these cities that look like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie on the other. So, where do you even begin? Don't worry, we're about to hand you all the key pieces.
Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to cut through all that confusion and give you a simple roadmap for an absolutely unforgettable adventure.
So, here's how we're going to do it. We've broken it down into 4 main parts. First, we'll hit the must-see history. Then, we're going to explore some absolutely epic natural landscapes and, of course, the vibrant modern cities. And to wrap it all up, we'll give you a first-timer's toolkit with all the practical tips you need to make your trip go off without a hitch. All right, first things first. Let's take a step way back in time. We're starting with those incredible, monumental wonders that have literally shaped China for millennia. Okay, obviously you can't go to China and not see the Great Wall, right? But here's the thing. Not all sections of the wall are the same. Near Beijing, you've basically got 2 popular choices. There's Mutianyu, which is awesome if you want fewer crowds and great views. It even has a cable car up and a super fun toboggan ride down. Then you have Badaling. It's definitely more touristy, but it's beautifully restored and really easy to get to from the city.
And the scale, it's mind-blowing. We're talking over 13,000 miles. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason, you know? It's just this incredible symbol of Chinese resilience. I mean, to stand on something that massive, that's a feeling you're just not going to forget.
Okay, from the wall, let's head right into the heart of Beijing to the Forbidden City. For more than 500 years, this was the home of 24 emperors. It's this enormous palace complex that was completely off-limits to commoners. And, well, that's where it gets its name.
Next up, we're off to Xi'an to see something that is, without a doubt, one of the most incredible archaeological discoveries of all time. We're talking about the Terracotta Army. Just imagine, more than 8,000 life-size clay soldiers. And here's the crazy part. Every single one has a unique face. They were built to protect China's first emperor in the afterlife, and were just discovered by some farmers back in 1974. It's an unforgettable, almost eerie sight.
So, we've seen the incredible things people built. Now let's shift gears and look at what nature created. China has some of the most stunning, almost otherworldly landscapes you'll find anywhere on the planet.
And our first stop is Zhangjiajie National Forest Park. If those mountains look familiar, well, they should. This is literally the inspiration for the floating mountains in the movie Avatar. And yes, it is every bit as magical in real life as it looks on screen.
The whole park is just filled with these things. I'm talking over 3,000 towering quartzite sandstone pillars just jutting up into the sky. It creates this surreal, mystical landscape that honestly feels like you're walking through a dream.
Now, for a totally different but just as amazing natural experience, you've got to cruise the Lai River near Guilin. It is exactly like floating through a classic Chinese ink painting. You're just drifting past these misty limestone peaks that seem to pop right out of the water. It's absolutely serene.
Okay, let's hit the fast-forward button and jump right into the vibrant, buzzing energy of China's modern cities. This is where you can really see that old meets new thing happening, where tradition and the future just smash together.
In Shanghai is the perfect poster child for this. You can stand on the Bund, which is this historic waterfront lined with old colonial buildings, and look across the river. And what do you see? The Pudong skyline, this futuristic wall of skyscrapers. It's literally the past and the future staring at each other.
If you're looking for a more relaxed city vibe, then Chengdu is your spot. It's famous for 2 things you're going to love: giant pandas and super spicy Sichuan hot pot. And here's a little pro tip for you. Get to the panda breeding base early, right when they open. That's when the pandas are most active and playful. It's so worth it.
All right, so we've talked about all this amazing stuff. The history, the landscapes, the cities. You're probably thinking, okay, I'm sold, but how do I actually do it? So let's get into your first-timer's toolkit. These are the essential tips for a totally smooth trip. First things first, the visa. Now, there's some good news here. The forms were actually simplified in 2023, which helps. You should also look into the 144-hour visa-free transit option. It's available in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai and could be a game changer. But, and this is important, always double-check the latest rules with your local embassy before you book anything. Okay, let's talk money. What's this all going to cost? Well, for a pretty comfortable mid-range trip, a good daily budget to think about is somewhere between 500 and 1,000 Chinese yuan, which is about 70 to 140 US dollars. That makes it a pretty affordable place to travel, all things considered.
When you go is super important. The sweet spots are definitely spring, around April and May, or autumn, September to October. Now here's a huge pro tip. Try to avoid the first week of October. It's called Golden Week, it's a massive national holiday, and tourist spots get absolutely packed. And for getting around, the high-speed rail is amazing. It's efficient, it's fast, and it's a great way to see the scenery.
And last but not least, let's talk about essential apps for your phone. You absolutely need WeChat or Alipay. Mobile payment is king there. You'll also want to set up a VPN before you go so you can access websites and apps you're used to. And believe me on this one, a good translation app will be a total lifesaver.
So, there you have it. We've walked through ancient history, explored epic landscapes, and dived into modern cities. And you've got the toolkit to make it all happen. So, I guess the only question left to ask is, whether it's history, nature, or city life, what's your first chapter in China going to be?